Around the World on Good Morning Washington is sponsored by Taste of Iceland. Coming up today on Good Morning Washington, we're heading around the world with a spotlight on Iceland. From food and travel to music with Iceland's top DJ. Sit back while we immerse in Icelandic culture. Plus, it's International Women's Day. Iceland's First Lady joins us to talk about how Iceland is leading the way when it comes to women's rights.
More gender-equal countries are happier and more peaceful and longer living.
Plus, big prices. Find out how you can be in the running to win a free trip to Iceland with Iceland Air. Taste of Iceland on Good Morning Washington starts right now.
We are so glad you're here with us on Good Morning Washington. I'm Kid O'Shea with Eileen Whalen and Britt Waters as we say Happy International Women's Day to both of you and all of our viewers at home.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good morning, Washington. You are about to get a taste of Iceland. We're talking culture and cuisine and so much more.
I know, I'm so excited and I hope you are as well. So let's get started. Earlier, Kid and I actually had the honor of speaking with the First Lady of Iceland, Eliza Reid, about Iceland and International Women's Day. So take a look. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, First Lady. What are things like in Iceland today?
We have a very sunny day here today, and I'm sure that I'll get the same weather when I arrive very soon in DC.
Oh, we can't wait. Well, March 8th is International Women's Day. So tell us what makes Iceland such a positive experience for women.
We're very lucky here for the situation of women, although we have room to improve. And I think one of the key factors there is this idea that as a country, as a society, we've really passed the tipping point about debating whether or not working towards achieving gender equality is a good goal, but how we are going to get there. And what does that mean in practice? That means that we have excellent parental leave programs, we have heavily subsidized childcare, we have quotas when necessary to encourage greater involvement of women in the boards of companies and other organizations. But it's an endless process, and we have to remain vigilant.
So what can we learn? What can the world learn from what Icelanders have already discovered about women's powerful place in society and how increased fairness benefits everyone?
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? That increased fairness does benefit everyone. So when we're working towards greater gender equality, it's not a zero-sum game where one group benefits and the other group loses. It's something that makes life better for everybody in the society. And more gender-equal countries have populations that are happier and more peaceful and longer living. And that's really helpful. And I think hopefully what I talk about in my book and what we're doing in Iceland is that we can realize that we can all have a role to play and we can all make a difference in this. We shouldn't just leave it to elected officials or leaders and things, but we should have a positive influence within our own circles.
So First Lady, you did mention the book that you wrote. So what inspired you to write the book?
It was really kind of the women of Iceland and also my own experience. So as you maybe hear from my accent, I grew up on a farm in Canada, and I ended up bizarrely in Iceland because I married my husband when we were in graduate school, and I cheated to win a blind date with him in a competition. And I really wanted to write a love letter to my adopted homeland to inspire people around the world so that we incorporated the stories of Iceland that are unique and help to introduce the reader to this beautiful, wonderful country, but also in a way that I hope is relatable so that we can find something that no matter where you are in the world, you can understand these women as well, who I spoke to in the book.
And we are all a part of that effective change. So what can we do in our daily lives to promote more gender equality in society?
I think, think about I call it wearing the gender equality glasses all the time. So think about the music that you're listening to, or the movies that you're watching, the TV you're watching. Are you getting a diversity of voices and representation in the way that you are consuming culture? Are we being considerate to each other online and in real life? And are we helping to give room and give space and voice to people whose voices maybe we're not hearing otherwise? Those are lots of little things that I think that we can all of us can do and improve on.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people listening are fascinated and want to hear more. You actually have a literature event in DC this evening. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I do. Tonight, I will be in DC talking about my book, Secrets of the Sprakar. And Sprakar is an Icelandic word that means extraordinary women. And I'll be sharing some of the stories of these almost 40 extraordinary women that I spoke to in the book, including a soccer star and a sex counselor and a small town mayor and a comedian. And I'll be using their stories to hopefully inspire everybody to how we can work towards greater equality. And that's a free talk that's taking place. And I'm sure some of you have information on your show about how people could look up the details online. It's all part of the Taste of Iceland Festival.
Well, and I want to talk about that. Tell us a little bit about the Taste of Iceland Festival and what the goal is with it.
So the Taste of Iceland Festival is that we are bringing a little bit of Iceland to you in the DC area for the next few days. And there's a whole lot of free events. So there's my free event, which is talking about the women of Iceland, but there is also a free music concert. There is an introduction by an influencer and photographer in Iceland to women in exploration. There is a cocktail making class. There are prizes being given away, including a trip for 2 to Iceland from Icelandair. So again, if you go to the website for Taste of Iceland, there's a whole lot of details about things that are taking place, and I would encourage you to check it out because there's something for everybody there.
Oh, I've always wanted to go and see the Aurora Borealis. What advice do you have for viewers who want to visit?
I think, you should book a plane ticket and come and see us. It's a lot closer than people think, and it's a wonderful destination for people to visit because it's the world's safest country. English is very widely spoken and it's easy to get around. The landscape is wonderful, and the people, of course, are what makes it memorable. And I would give you 2 pieces of advice. Drink the tap water, which is wonderful, and bring your bathing suit with you because if you want to see the Aurora Borealis or the Northern Lights, the best place to see them is when you're sitting in one of our outdoor geothermal pools watching them from the hot water.
You knew exactly what I've seen pictures and video, and I've wanted to do that. But First Lady, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you tonight, and happy International Women's Day to you.
And to you too. Thanks for having me on the show.
Wow, we just thoroughly enjoyed our conversation with Iceland's First Lady. She's such a role model. And
joining us now is Leah from the Business Iceland, and she's here to talk about the Taste of Iceland Festival as a whole and share some interesting Icelandic fun facts and stories. Leah, we welcome you to Good Morning Washington.
Thank you very much. Or Icelandic. Takk kærlega fyrir.
And that's how you say?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Oh, I love that. Well, first off, tell us a little bit about Taste of Iceland.
Well, not everyone has been to Iceland, even if you have flights from Washington. It's only 6 hours away, so we figure we can come and bring Iceland to you. So Taste of Iceland is all about that. It's for you to experience Iceland here in DC.
So talk to us a little bit about some of the opportunities that people will get to enjoy at the festival.
Well, to live a good and healthy life, you need to take care of your health. And so we have great food during the festival. We have skyr and we have chefs at the restaurant. So we have skyr from Icelandic Provisions, water, and you have also alcohol for later in the night.
I see that. You put it close to me.
Yes, but then you have to take care of how you eat, but then you have to take care of your weights. So we have literature even, and as the First Lady discussed, and we have this book written by amazing women. And then you have to take care of how you look. So for the beauty and the wellness, we have the Blue Lagoon hosting a yoga class. And here you have their products here on display. And they have this excellent mask made of silica, because silica in Iceland, everything we do in Iceland has a lot to do with the nature and the power of nature. So the Blue Lagoon products are made with silica and algae. And if you can't go to Iceland, you can at least use the product here while in the States.
And what do you have there at the end?
Well, you know, life can be stressful, right?
Yes.
So it's very good to relax in the Blue Lagoon. And this is something they use there. It's something you put on your head. It's a very beautiful design. But you go to the Blue Lagoon, you can relax. They have session. You have to look it up online. But you put it on your head like this, and you totally relax, and you can like forget everything stressful.
It looks relaxing, just the demonstration here.
Yeah.
And so we should mention that all of these products and vendors and all are going to be at the festival. How do our viewers kind of take advantage of Iceland kind of being here in DC?
Well, you can go online. It's on Inspired by Iceland, or you Google Taste of Iceland. We have every event listed, and we have this amazing event by this writer called Sigríður Hagalín. She's promoting her book, The Fires. Okay. And again, I really want to say how important nature is in Iceland, because that inspires everything we do. So this book is really about how nature can have an impact on our feeling, and a volcanic eruption is one thing, and a relationship can be volcanic too. So that's explored in that book. So.
Well, that sounds right up my alley, because I'm a meteorologist. I
Yes.
love weather and nature, and you guys, I just feel like live such wonderful, healthy, beautiful lives, because
we try.
you're outside and you're in nature, and you know, I just love especially what you guys are doing equity-wise for women as well.
Thank you.
You guys really have been at the
Thank
forefront.
you. It's an important day for us, International Women's Day. You know, we had the first female elected president. When I was a kid, the president was a woman.
Wow.
We're very proud of that, and that's what we stand for, and we're happy about that.
Well, so many people can enjoy a little Iceland this weekend. As you said, just 6 hours away, so...
It's not far away.
Not at all.
And you know how many we are in Iceland living?
How many?
370,000.
Wow.
And we managed to do all of this. We have an amazing lagoon, great authors, music, cuisine. So I really recommend you to come.
Beautiful.
We're so glad you're here with us today, and we can't wait to come visit you as well.
That's right.
And we aren't done with our Taste of Iceland as it continues as Britt talks with one of the most popular DJs in Iceland. You're listening to him right now, and he will join us live on the Big Yellow Couch next, along with Britt.
Around the World on Good Morning Washington is sponsored by Taste of Iceland.
Welcome back to A Taste of Iceland. You can experience the food, the culture, music, and so much starting today through March 11th. A Taste of Iceland tour kicks off right here in the district. I have Sven. You are a DJ in Iceland. You've mastered Iceland's music scene. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yes, I am, what would you say, a veteran of the Icelandic music scene.
Yes.
Veteran, you know, that maybe implies a battle or something. So the lovely people of Taste of Iceland, they pulled me out of the trenches to come here, clean me up a little bit.
Well, you look great. I hope you feel great. I have to know, what is the music like in Iceland?
It's very varied, extremely varied. We have a very healthy electronic scene. We have a very healthy folk scene, metal scene. And coming from such a small country as we are, it is actually quite amazing that we have all this stuff happening.
You guys know how to party, because every time I turn around, there is another music festival happening in Iceland. How often are they? Tell me about the experience.
Yeah, there's a music festival, very regularly. There's the biggest one, of course, is called Iceland Airwaves.
Ooh.
It's been going on for a long time. And what we're doing now here in DC is we're bringing a little bit of that to you guys.
Nice.
At the Songbird, and it's called Iceland Airwaves Off Venue. And we're gonna have 3 amazing Icelandic artists play. Plus, I'll be DJing some Icelandic music in between, you know, which is always very fun.
So Songbird, that's where we can hear your music this weekend.
The Songbird, yeah.
Oh, I love it there.
Yeah.
What can people expect on Saturday night's big concert right here in the district?
We're gonna have 3 artists. Their names are Árni Margrét, Lone, and Eydís Evensen.
Okay.
I know some of these are a little bit of a mouthful to say, but just you can see if you go to the Taste of Iceland, you Google that website, you will see, you know, more about their music. And I think actually all the tickets have been claimed.
Oh wow!
But there is the doors open at 7.
Yeah.
And I think the unclaimed tickets can be picked up on the spot.
Wow.
At that time.
Yes, I mean, describe the feeling when you are behind the turntables, there's a crowd in front of you. What does that feel like? How do you feed off that crowd?
It's like a conversation.
Really?
It's very nice, and I feel that often, you know, a crowd of 10 people and a crowd of 1,000, it's the same. You know, it's the same. What do you say? Interaction that happens.
It's a good dynamic.
Yeah. And I'm just talking to the crowd with the music. It is. I love to do it.
I can't wait to eventually travel to Iceland because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big party person. How late do those clubs and parties stay going? Because here in DC, we close pretty early, around like 2:30.
At 2:30. Oh, you poor people! It's like it's actually I think until 5 o'clock, something like that. We do.
5 in the
parties.
morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you keep up the energy? What's your secret?
Music.
Music.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can we keep up with you? Do you have like social media?
I like for me personally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very easy. It's Hermigervill.
Oh, very easy.
But you can also find that on the site.
Oh,
so
I
don't
love
have to spell it out for you.
Okay. So I hope that everyone enjoys this party and gets to know different types of music.
Yeah, for sure. It's not going to be only one genre. It's going to be a couple of genres, and the genres that are not represented, I will DJ those tracks. And as you can see, I have this rule.
Yes.
Can you read this? Are my braids in the way?
This DJ only plays Icelandic music even when asked to stop.
I know.
And you're listening, the music underneath right now is...
Oh, that's my music.
Is his music.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for bringing your talents to DC. I am already ready to party with you, and it's 10:18 in the morning.
Let's do it. Yeah, actually, I've never woken up this early in my life.
Oh, wow. You probably stayed up this late.
Oh, yeah.
More Taste of Iceland on the way with Good Morning Washington after the break.
Around the World on Good Morning Washington is sponsored by Taste of Iceland. And we welcome you back to Good Morning Washington on this special edition to coincide with Taste of Iceland. And Iceland Air has some incredible flight details and deals for you from the DMV starting today through March 15th. You can book round trip to Iceland for as low as $409.
Wow. That is great. And we have Michael from Iceland Air here. And I have to ask, what recommendations do you have for people who want to visit Iceland? Because I already want to party there.
Can't wait to see you there. Well, Iceland is close. People think it's far away. It's only about 5 hours from DC, and you certainly can go, you know, enjoy the nightlife, the food, the skier, the cool outerwear from 666 North, which we need to mention. Or you can go out and enjoy the scenery. Go see the waterfalls and geysers and glaciers and, you know, just see a beautiful land of nature, of mountains and things right outside of the city. It's very close. So, yeah.
That's incredible.
And you said it's super easy from us here in DC to get. You guys talk about some of the flights.
We have daily flights from DC, Dulles and Baltimore, Washington. So about 5 hour flight and you'll be there. Real simple. And $409 right now is a great fare.
That's really great fare, especially, I mean, you can't fly certain places within the continental U.S. for under $400.
And you can't get to many places in the continental U.S. as easy as you can get to Iceland.
Yeah.
As
Love
hard
a
as that is
direct
to
flight.
believe. Yeah.
Love that. All right, so one lucky person is going to have the chance to win a trip to Iceland during Taste of Iceland. Talk about how that's going to work and what people can do to participate and get join in that.
Well, this is super exciting. This is our infamous wheel of prizes. And basically, this is all of our partners that are involved in Taste of Iceland this week. So all of the partners have a space on this wheel, and at the events, at the cocktail class, at the concert, be sure and come down and you can sign up for a chance to spin this wheel. If we pick your name and you get to spin this wheel, you've won something. The question is, what will you win? So obviously our favorite prize is the trip for two to Iceland. And basically you would need to land on Iceland Air for that to happen.
So let's pretend Eileen is
I was the winner.
the winner, and you get to
want the
spin.
rake of
I was going to say,
Eileen, come up and spin this wheel and see what you won. Here we
what
go.
am I gonna win?
I would be fine with the vodka, like Britt said.
We want the
I want the vodka and the trip.
But this is so cool that people actually get to go and spin and you know, kind of wait and see what they're going
And
to
it's a
win.
lot of fun, and the audience really gets into it, and we really get into it. And oh my gosh.
Eileen!
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Icelandic.
Eileen, this is
wait,
great.
there we
You've
go.
won 6 cases of Icelandic glacial water.
Oh my gosh, and I was
Isn't that
just
great?
talking to Leia, and I was like, the water must be so incredible, and she said it's so fresh. So
It is. It's
I
from
will
a glacier.
happily take the water.
Okay. Well, this was kind of a test run, but I think we can maybe get you some water. We'll get you some water as well. But yeah, everybody has the opportunity to do this at the events, and you know, there's lots of great prizes. A year's supply of Icelandic skier, which I think you talked about.
Wow.
Vodka, a case
Yep.
of vodka,
Yep.
if you're a vodka fan.
Wonderful.
And over 21.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So our viewers that are watching right now, just how can they participate and where can they find you this weekend?
If you go to inspiredbyiceland.com, you'll be able to see the schedule of events. And there's a lot of great events, including the music. I know you spoke with Sven Bjorn, the cocktail class, the First Lady's here, who's an awesome lady. I highly recommend you see her if you can. And just a great spokesperson for Iceland. But we're just excited to be in town, and we would love to see all of DC come to Iceland.
All right, book those tickets for $409 right now to Dulles. Non-stop, and we've got more of Taste of Iceland next here on Good Morning Washington. Spin that wheel again. Try to win that trip, Eileen.
Around the World on Good Morning Washington is sponsored by Taste of Iceland.
We've enjoyed our Around the World tour with Taste of Iceland, which you can enjoy all week here today through Sunday here in the DMV.
Yes. How do you say thank you in Icelandic, Sven?
Takk kærlega.
Thank you.
Talk tendala.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Close enough. Well, we're going to continue to work on our Icelandic language, and we will have more of Good Morning Washington on the way. Thank you guys so
Thanks
much.
so much for coming in.
Great
Great to meet all of you.
Yeah, see you in Iceland.
Definitely.
We'll see you in Iceland.